So, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Charles Andre Martinet.
First, let me say, hello, it's me, Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia, you number one. Yahoo!
Luigi number one, Luigi number one. Ho ho!
And Wario, have a rotten day. Yahoo!
And Waluigi, everybody cheer by me. And baby Luigi. And baby Mario, let's go! Yippee!
So, hello. So great to see you. First of all, thank you very much, obviously, to Nintendo for having me in the world and getting to play now. I have a Guinness Book of World Record, I think 105 Mario games as the character, which is pretty amazing, 28 years of lots of joy. And also, I'm very grateful to Fandemic, the folks here, for inviting me. It's it's always such a joy to be able to go come out to these shows. I love these shows. I think the creation of a perfect, safe, wonderful environment where people can come together and meet and hang out, to dress up in these fabulous outfits and costumes. I've met so many people through the years that people get married. They find their husband or their wife or their boyfriend or girlfriend or friends for life because they share common interests. And I think that's so great. So I'm always super grateful to the shows for having me around. But most of all, I say thank you to you. Your joy and enthusiasm and enjoyment of the game is what allows me the wonderful opportunity to come around and play and to continue recording new games. I don't know if you know, but Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming out pretty soon. I know.
Luigi number one. Ho ho! I'm a little scared of ghosts.
But and vampires, yes. But it's like your joy lets me have joy. So I thank you very much, most of all. And I always wish everybody that you get to live the life that I live, and that is simply to say, I have a life of pure joy and happiness and fun. I do a career that I absolutely love. I meet people all over the world who actually appreciate what I do. So many jobs, you don't get all that, And mostly, I think that there's a way to get there for everybody. At least the way that happened for me was the commitment to happiness, the commitment to joy, the commitment to having fun and being joyful and finding my happiness and drawing the line where I'm not going to be unhappy in my work, and which my father was. So it's those things, and the way to explore your passions and your joy and your fun is to just do it. We all have these limited beliefs, though, that I can't make a living if I'm having fun, which is what I certainly believe. But you really can, and you can bust those beliefs. And the key for me always is be your own best friend. Be the person who is your own champion, who doesn't listen to the voice that says no, but demands to hear from the better part of you, which is always willing to say yes, because we deserve it. You deserve it just because you're alive, just because you're born. You deserve happiness. So that's my wish for everybody, And I can tell you, I had absolutely no idea I was going to be an actor. I was for sure going to be a lawyer or a professor or, work for the embassy in London or something. And I couldn't get the classes that I wanted for my last year in university, and I was just in love with this one professor. And I said, okay, I'm only going to take from him. I'm only going to write a thesis with him. I'm going to do my graduate work with him. I'm going to, And I went to a class to get into a class, and I couldn't get in. I couldn't get into any of his classes. And so I did what any rational person would do. I quit. Or what any brat would do, But if I couldn't play by my rules, I didn't want to play, or at least play in the sandbox I wanted to play in. So I quit, and a friend of mine said, hey, come and take an acting class from me. And I said, Les, thank you. There is absolutely no way I could ever take an acting class. I'm way too shy. I can't possibly stand in front of people, and I'd probably drop dead on the spot, And he goes, no, well, just come on, we're going to have lunch every day before class because there's a student cafeteria where they're teaching kids how to be, Michelin-starred chefs. I'm like, chefs, food, you know? And so I have no idea why, but I took this class. I kind of made the thing, it's like, I don't want to have to do the monologues and things. Oh, don't worry, you'll have to learn them, but then you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Well, there was the great deception of my dear friend Les Abbott, because I went in there, and sure enough, you know, we all memorized our little lines, you know, and we're going through everybody, and I started thinking, uh-oh, what if he's going to actually call on me? And I started shrinking into my chair. I mean, I'm a very shy person. I know it's hard to believe, but I am, you know, and particularly I was chronically shy then. You know, I was the type of person that could disappear in a room full of 3 people. You go, was Charles there? I don't know if was he there? You know, so, you know, all of a sudden I heard, well, Charles, you're up. And I mean, I got out of the chair. I was so nervous, and I stood up there to start my monologue, and my right leg was shaking like this, and I put my weight on it, and then my left leg was shaking like this. So I put my weight evenly between the two, and then they're both shaking like this, you know? I was absolutely horrified. I was petrified. The subtext of my character, I'm sure at that point, was, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're never gonna make it through this monologue alive. And I was so terrified, and I was convinced that people were hearing, the line was something like, my name is Joe, I died in a fire, in a horrible fire in the warehouse. And I got to the end of the monologue. I barely survived. I didn't die. I barely survived. And I thought, and everybody does their, okay, time to critique Charles. Critique? Yeah, I want to know, how is it that you're the only person that wasn't nervous? What? I mean, that was dumbfounding to me, because I was so scared. And I said, well, I don't know, I guess I just, I was prepared and did what I came here to do. I have no idea what the heck I said to that, but, it sort of like got me thinking, well, maybe I could have fun doing this. And I started doing more and more, and, starting to not shake like a leaf whenever I was about to go on. And the school play was auditioning, so I auditioned for the school play. I'm like, yippee, school play, oh boy. And I wanted to play Oberon, the lead in Midsummer Night's Dream. So I go and I audition for this, there lies Titania sometime of the night. Bring me the, and I'm like, I did this really well. I got the character down. I did it very well. I watched everybody else. I went, Les, I think I got this part. I did a really good audition. I watched everybody else. I think I was the best. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. No, I was really good. I was really good. Well, wait till the casting comes in, but don't get too excited. Okay, I won't get too excited. I won't get too excited. I won't get too excited. So I go to the casting wall the next day, thinking, there's going to be Charles Martinet, Oberon, King of the Fairies, and it's Oberon, not you. And I went, well, I must have gotten something here. What did I get? And I was going down the cast list all the way to the wall and the chink in the wall and the, down to the who gets to change the furniture, and my name was not on there. I got nothing, and that failure was the best thing that could have happened to me, because that's why I'm an actor. I went, okay, I know I was the best. I'm going to work hard until everybody knows I'm the best. And I started studying acting and studying speech and drama and dialogue. And, I took classes in everything I could possibly take. We won tournaments in the state and national tournaments. And then Berkeley Repertory Theater came along and, to audition for a summer program, and I went and I auditioned with my Oberon against the guy that had played Oberon, and I got it. And that was the beginning of acting 44 years ago. 44 years ago. And it's been 44 years of an amazing journey, because I did so many years of theater, then I stopped enjoying theater, and then a guy calls me up and goes, hey, you want to come and do a corporate audition? I said, sure. What's it for? A corporate video. What's a corporate video? It's a video that's corporate. Oh, okay, I could do that. What do I have to do? Act. Okay. So I go and I do this, go for an audition, and I'm like, I make more money doing this than I did in a week in the theater. I like this job. And then one day I was, doing a commercial for Orchard Supply Hardware as the American Gothic painting, with the pitchfork and everything. And I'm like, I just stand there. All I do is stand here. I get $250. So I stand there for 9 hours while they're lighting the thing, and we need another gel. Let me try a mini on the half point joint. Let me try a half point on a ginny, and I'm like, and they said, and rolling. It was a 15-second spot, 9 hours to light it, and cut. Great. Do you do voiceover? Yeah, sure. I didn't really know what a voiceover was, but if it had to do with acting, I was willing to do it. He goes, here's the script. Read that. And I said, Orchard Supply Hardware, the right item at the right price, right now. Okay, there you go. There's another $250. I'm a voice actor! Yippee! So that was my illustrious beginning. So even though I say, concentrate on being happy and make a conscious world, but if you're just focused on happiness, that is what's going to come. And especially if you can be your own best friend and get out of your own way, because it's only you that will say, no, I can't have that, because the rest of the world is really, really nice and really able to do it. And I always have to say, you read the newspaper and you can be easily convinced to be cynical and that life is terrible and everybody's rotten and evil, or you can just look at your family and friends and people that you love and go, wow, life is really great, and you seek your own adventures when you are your own best friend. It's like, wow, life is really fun, and living and loving and happiness is really, it's what we're here to do, I think. So that's my feeling. And so I was doing, first I did corporate videos, and I did like 600 of those, and I think I have world records in that sort of thing too. But then I started doing a video, a voiceover, and I did hundreds of radio commercials and TV commercials and all that stuff. And luckily, just as each thing would wane, I would pick up something else, and all of a sudden trade shows came along, and I started doing lots of trade shows, And then one day I'm sitting at the beach doing what actors do, waiting for the phone to ring, and actually this was pre-phone, this was cellular pager day, and my pager went off, and I'm like, oh, it's my friend. He must want to go to dinner. I better give him a call. So I go over to the phone, and and it is, hey, you got to go crash this audition. I said, there is no way I would ever crash an audition. No, it's for a job in Las Vegas. You got to go. No, I can't. Where? And I have no idea why, but I got off the beach. I went to this audition. I'm walking in as the cameraman and the producer are walking out the door. And I said, hi, can I read for this? And he goes, all right. Come on in. I'll set up the camera. Look, you're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn named Mario, right? For this company called Nintendo. And we're going to create for this show called Consumer Electronics Show, we're going to create a real-time cartoon character. So you'll have these things glued to your face or stapled or attached to your face somehow. So when you move your face, the cartoon character will move his face. And there'll be a hidden camera, hidden microphone. But you'll be able to hear and see the audience, but they'll just hear and see the cartoon character. At least that's the plan. We have absolutely no idea if this is going to work or not. It's never been done before. So your audition, make up a voice, make up a video game, make up anything you want. If it doesn't work, we're not going to pay you to sit around drinking coffee. So keep talking until you run out of things to say. And I thought to myself, Italian plumber from Brooklyn. Get out of my face, I'm working here. And I thought, wow, would I not enjoy doing that for 8 hours a day? Instead of drinking coffee all day. And besides, what if there are kids? I should make him young and happy. And just by great circumstance, I had played Gremio in Taming of the Shrew a few years before. Nice Italian guy, talk like this. I thought, I'll do his voice, but I'll make him young and happy, and then I'll just make up a I know waka 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 waka, and remember asteroids? When the little asteroid comes in, you're spinning in that little ship. And if you miss, you have to live through the agony of when the bullet finally leaves the screen. You can shoot the second one. He was like, and I was horrible at those games to begin with. I lost at every game, especially that ping pong one. You know, it was like, you know, pong pong. That was the sound I heard all the time. I'm like, come on, because I get excited and then I start turning it the wrong way, and then it's going up and down and up and down and up and down, and I was not built for that game. So where was I now? Where was I? Oh yes, I was in this audition, and I thought, well, I think what I can do is I'll make up stuff about food, because that's a theme in my life, obviously. And so I heard action, and I said, hello, I'm a Mario. Let's make a pizza pie together. You'll get some sausage. I'm going to get some spaghetti. We put spaghetti and sausage in the pizza, and then we cook the pizza. And then when you cook the pizza, then I'm going to chase you the pizza. And if I catch you the pizza, you got to eat the pizza. And then you're going to make a pizza, and you chase me the pizza, and if you catch me the pizza, I'm going to eat the pizza. I'm expecting to hear, fine, thank you very much, or, yeah, thank you. He doesn't say that, so then we're going to make a lasagna. I really like a lasagna because I'm going to write down the hill in the lasagna pan, and then I catch the lasagna, and you got to write down the hill in the lasagna, catch me. Then we're going to make spaghetti meatballs. And I just, I'm like, well, I'm on a pasta thing. So I went through every pasta that I knew. He did not say stop. I went through every single, and then I started inventing pasta. Oh, we're going to make a rutatoio. You're going to love a rutatoio. I'm going to chase you with that rutatoio, and then you got to eat it. It's a long one. You got to eat the whole thing. And I just kept going and blah, 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 until I finally heard, stop talking. Cut. There's no more tape. Thank you. We'll be in touch. And I thought, well, that's the end of that. It's time to go back to the beach, watch the sunset. He gets on the phone. He calls Nintendo. He goes, I found our Mario. I got him. And mine was the only tape that he sent up there. And it's just because I'm such a brat when somebody says to me, don't stop till you run out of things to say, I'm going to go, da, 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 da. I'm going to go until I run out of things to say, which obviously is never. And it's been 28 years now, and I'm still a wind-up toy. That I got got nothing on me. I just kept going, and then that's what I did in the job. It's just I started doing interactive, real-time Mario, and I think I was the first person in the world to do an interactive cartoon character. And we did that for a few years, and then I got this wonderful phone call. Mr. Miyamoto would like you to play Mario in a game, and I'm like, yippee! So we did, and that was Mario 64. I had done Mario Teaches Typing and Mario Fundamentals before then, but it was like the title game of Mario 64 was like, you gotta be kidding me. What fun, what a fun session, And it's been now 105 or more video games with Nintendo that I've done, and I have a Guinness Book of World Record for that, which is very, very sweet. But, and it's like, I just love it because I work with people that I absolutely love to work with. I mean, it's the best life there is. You work with people you love to work with, then you fly around the world and you have fun and you play with people, and then you go meet people who say, wow, I like your work. It's absolutely amazing. I just wish everybody alive could experience that sort of joy and happiness. But failing that, I always like to say, wow, you do a great job with anybody, whoever, if they're a waiter or whatever it is that they are. Because if you're having fun doing what you do, it's contagious. And let's face it, this world right now needs a lot more fun. So there it is. That's the story of my life, and I'm sticking to it. And if anybody has any questions at all, feel free to ask me. Obviously, I can't talk about the theme parks and the movie and why Waluigi is not in Smash Brothers, because I don't know, All I know is, they call me up, they say, come and play in our sandbox, we've got some new toys. And I go, yahoo! And I fly up or fly down or fly across or, do my under-the-cover production company, which that's me in a hotel room, put the covers on my head and, so, and that's what I do. Hello, guys. How are you? Yay! Fantastic. Oh, how great. Yay. Oh, now you guys are going to see these guys around the show, and they are the best. They are so fun. They adapted a Wii remote. See the Wii remote? Into being able to do all those things. They're smart people, and they can make it Yes, like that. So all weekend long, you're going to have some fun. Yay! So going from there, anybody have any questions? Feel free to. Yes. Hi.
How would you say Mario's voice changed through the years?
How has Mario's voice changed throughout the years? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think he's changed much. I think when I first started, I was like, thank you very much for playing my games. And now that line might be more like, thank you very much for playing my games. Because more, I think we discovered that more energy, more joy, more happiness, more full on was just more entertaining, And it's the greatest thing that I have. That I love the people that I work with, and they really know, the dedication, the care, the love for the video game, and the desire to make the best game in the whole wide world every single time is a level of commitment that is so fantastic. And I think it really works. I mean, the longevity of Mario, I don't know why, but I can tell you, the first Mario game I ever played and the most recent Mario game I've ever performed in, you can feel that link and that integrity. And that takes a huge amount of dedication from so many people. I just walk in at the end and I go, yippee, a few hour sessions of this and that, but other people are working for years to make a video game, from concept of character and design and what's going to happen to fleshing it all the way out into 3 dimensions. It's incredible. And I've always felt that I don't know anything about video games. I don't know anything about how anything is done. But I think it's always an amazing thing that it seems like the love of the game is what is driving the technology of the game. From a single screen to a side scroll, it's all about more adventure, and then 3 dimensions, or carrying it like this, or taking it with you, or getting off the couch. Each technological change has been motivated by the love of the game, and so. I think I'm just the luckiest guy in the world. I think of myself kind of as a dog on a surfboard, So the guy's, doing all the work to get out there on the wave, and then get the wave, and then fly, and I'm going like, oh, look, a starfish. Oh, look, there's a fish. Oh, certainly it's sandy here. Let's do that again, That's my reality. I just get to have fun and be silly. So on that note, if anybody has any other questions, thank you very much for that question. Then I'm happy to go. And yes.
You mentioned that you like theater, so do you have any role that you played that
I loved doing the theater when I was doing it. I loved doing Tartuffe in Tartuffe. The hypocritical religious zealot who is actually trying to seduce his best friend's wife. I thought that's such a Moliere play. It's such a wonderful parody for the world that we have is so often, and I loved that. I loved doing a Flea in Her Ear, a Georges Feydeau farce. That was really fun. I loved doing Taming of the Shrew, because we put the Taming of the Shrew, where Petruchio goes back to Italy to get a wife. We put it in 1947 Italy, so World War II had just ended, and Petruchio is a GI, and he goes back to find a bride. And so we have our little Italian village, and one of my favorite things is the set design was so great. There's just no money in theater, so everything has to be created. Like radio is the TV of the mind. Theater is like, how can we create a whole world out of 50 cents, open up a barn and throw a party? Well, they made this gorgeous marble staircase, which is supposed to be my giant house, and at the and the bottom, on the of the banister, there were these balls like this. Well, the balls were actually beach balls that they then splatter painted to make them look like marble, So at the end of the show, we're popping them off and bouncing them around, It's just miraculous what they can do. So I loved Gremio and Taming the Shrew. I enjoyed a lot of them. I did about 75 plays. And then it was time to move on, because it was hard. The hard part is theater's not really supported very much, by the national budget anymore. They stopped that kind of in 1980, which was a real pity because I feel that art should be so supported, and I feel that education should be available to everybody. I think that's the nature of life, is that education and access to education should be free for everybody all the time. I'm happy to pay my taxes to know that somebody can get a trade because they want to do a trade or an education. I'm proud to pay taxes towards the good things that we can do. So, and I think that theater should be supported. I think that art should be supported in libraries. So but it was really hard because you work 60-hour weeks and make, I was a well-paid actor in the Bay Area in California, and I was paid, I think, $270 a week was my high point of my payment. So, you can't afford in the Silicon Valley to live in anything but somebody's hovel or a basement somewhere. So it lost the luster to me. But I did love doing the roles themselves, because theater's a great way to learn how to act. I played like the oldest man in the world. I played dinosaurs. I played so many different characters, and in the old days, I'd sit in front of the mirror like this to find some wrinkles and then paint them in, with a dark line, then a red line, and then white over it so that the light would bounce off. So you learn so many elements of craft in that, and you're doing your own makeup. Now I don't have to do that anymore. And spraying myself with white shoe polish to look older, not at all an issue anymore. I'm saving a fortune on makeup. But it was a lot of fun. Theater was a lot of fun. And corporate videos were I've just had fun for a living. That's all I've ever done, is just had fun for a living. And I also recognize in myself, and I think it's an interesting thing, and maybe it's true for everybody, the happier I am, the better I am. The more like gleeful and joyful, or, oh boy, this is going to be fun, the better I am at my job. So if you love your work, as they say, it's not work. That sounds a little bit, but it's really true. Really true. That's why I wish it for everybody. Have happy. Who else has a question? Then thank you for that one. Yes. How long is the session? Oh, it's about, it depends on the game and the platform and the size and the amount of stuff. It ranges from a 1 4-hour session to 5 4-hour sessions. And, it ranges from me seeing the animation to me not seeing anything except a script. And, we have a script, and then we improvise, and then we play around, and then it's just a big giant sandbox, Then we bring out the one that, and the earth mover, and it's just pure fun. It's really so amazing, And you were mentioning earlier when we came by the table about game design. I mean, what a great thing to do. I think the rest of the world, video games surpassed the film business like 20 years ago in revenues, and it's skyrocketed past the entire film and entertainment industry. It's huge and growing, and it's gone from sort of like, oh, that's a nerd that plays that, or hey kids, okay, now put that away. Now it's like it's in everybody's house, and it's going to keep going that way because the games just keep getting better. Like I say, the technology keeps driving, the game fun keeps driving the technology, and who knows where we'll be 5 years from now. So if you like video game design, go for it. And don't ever believe the thing, oh, there are too many people doing it already. There's too much competition. You can't do it. Because competition is just not true. When you're an actor, you go in, and if you're thinking, okay, what can I do to get this role? You'll never get it. If you're thinking, I got to knock this guy off, I got to do something better than he did, you'll never get the role. When you're present and you're joyful and you're having fun, and like I say, I really like this analogy, is acting is like being a dog chasing the ball on the beach, You've learned how to sit, how to heel, how all these things. You learn about characters, what it is, motivation, how to create a through line, and yada, yada, yada with a character. But when you're acting, you go, get the ball, boy. You just go get the ball and you bring it back. You're not thinking, am I going to sit correctly when I do this? Should my tail waggle or not waggle? Should I carry it high or carry it low? You just go get the ball. And that's what it is you let go of all your training and you just go out and play, which is why acting is so much fun. Okay, go ahead, ask me anything else. Yes. Did I have any favorite actors while growing up? I did. I loved Batman, Adam West. And I have to say, when I first started doing these shows, I was in Miami. And my helper said, we're autographing and I have a lull. And she goes, you want to meet some of the other people here? I said, oh, who's here? Well, Barbara Eden is here from My Dream of Jeannie. I'm like, Barbara Eden is here? Oh, gosh, I don't want to interrupt anybody. No, I can't go. She said, and Adam West is here, and a couple other people there. And I'm like, Adam West, he's like my hero growing up. And I said, maybe okay. You go ask the helper, and then if they say yes and it's convenient, I'll go. If not, I just no. So she goes, and Barbara Eden goes, yes, dear, hello, and she's like the nicest person in the world, and I'm like, oh, I just want to, I had no idea what to say, except, gosh, you were just such a joy. I loved getting sick and staying home to watch you on TV. I mean, what do you say to somebody? But it was true, and it's what I said, and she was signing genie bottles, which is like, it's just adorable and a dream come true. And I turn the corner. My assistant goes up to Adam West, who's just the most amazing man. And he was the Batman growing up. He is the only Batman, And I see, he goes, come here, and so I'm like, oh, I go over and he goes, and he says, hello, young man, and how are you today? And he shakes my hand. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Thank you. And I just loved watching you growing up. We watched Batman every single night. You're so great. Thank you so much for a whole lifetime of memories and joys. He goes, well, thank you very much. And what do you do? I said, well, I do a video game character called Mario. And he's, oh, you do? Oh, Mario. And how long have you been doing that? And I said, well, about 24 years or something. He goes, congratulations, you are a success. And he shakes my hand, and I could have just cried. I mean, there's a guy who's a real star, and I'm trying to shine that little bit of light onto him that I have, and he just takes this magnificent, radiant light and love and just shines it right on me. Congratulations, you're a success. So every time I do one of these shows, I miss him so much. What a wonderful man. So, growing up, Adam West. And lots of other people, gosh, I was it's sort of 1955 post-war baby in a way. My dad left the army and went to college, and my mom was a flight attendant and went to college, and they met at San Jose State and got married, and I'm one of the two results of that. And it's so interesting because when I was growing up, television shows were, there was combat and rat patrol, and every boy wanted a Tommy gun and a toy gun because you wanted to be a warrior like your dad, and what else? Rat patrol, combat, the rifleman, branded, dun, 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 what do you do when you're branded? And you're like, gang, 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 and everybody shoot, shoot, shoot. So that's what we did growing up. It was like run around shooting each other. I don't do that anymore. But it's so amazing how life and entertainment has changed so incredibly dramatically. And I can tell you that one other reason that I'm an actor is we used to watch the Jackie Gleason show. And that was a live show, Jackie Gleason. And he had a bar, and he'd do, one of the skits every week was a bar. And this guy would come in, with the hat up, and he goes, "Hey, Joe. Hello, you Mr. Donaghy." And then he'd laugh. And my mom, I would do that impression, and my mom would laugh. And that really is the kernel, because if you make your mom laugh, it's just something nice about that. And in the end, that's what I ended up doing nonstop in life. So make yourself laugh too. I mean, yeah, I love that. It's amazing. It's an amazing process, life. Growing up and seeing where you come from and where you go, it's amazing. Hope I'm around for another 30 years. A friend of mine showed a video to me the other day of something, and I thought, I wonder if when you die, that's what life, you sort of like get to see this video of what you did in the past, and how, people were there constructing and doing things that you never had any idea of, but now you get to see it. I just wonder. That wasn't a question, it was a wonder. Who else has a question for me? Anybody? Go ahead. Do I ever catch myself doing it? Do I ever catch myself not doing it? I dream as Mario. I'm often, if you come to my booth, they've got Mario Galaxy where he's flying. I fly like that in my dreams sometimes. I run on water. I ice skate as Mario. I drive a car as Mario in my dreams. And I sometimes wake up going, yippee! It's so silly. And then in the morning, I'm a little bit more like Wario until I've had coffee. And of course, I've taken to drinking the pods, the little Nespresso pods, because you can't spill it, and then if you don't spill it, you don't go, So I make my life easy. Push the button, Thank you for that question. Anybody else? Go ahead. Ask me anything. I'm going to be doing now, you can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. I always forget to mention that. But I'll be at my table autographing all through the weekend, so come by anytime. And we have posters, photographs at the table. We have all kinds of things. And you can come and look at stuff, buy stuff, or just say hi anytime. I'm around there. I hope it's going to be a really good weekend. It's so funny because tonight there's a baseball game of the team from Houston that's playing the New York team. So tonight it'll be a little bit quiet in the place. So enjoy the wandering around, because I'm sure tomorrow will be quite active and busy and very crowded. So I really like it when a show is really quiet for people, because they get to really go around and explore and see everything. And you get first shot at all the merchandise. Yahoo! That's a really good thing. Go ahead. Anybody else have a question for me? I've got like 5 minutes? 4 minutes. Yes, sir.
What are one of the more memorable
My memorable voice acting performances, going in to record Mario 64 was incredible. I had been doing Mario in real time for 5 years, talking with people. I'd see them walk by. "Oh, you got a red hat on. I love a red hat, Whoa, are you talking to me? Yeah, how can you? I'm looking at you, Oh, you're kidding me. Really? Hi, Mario. Just doing that. But I had for 5 years developed this sort of like who this persona was going to be, And my feeling was, I'm an optimist in life, and I really wanted this character to be loving and optimistic and joyful and happy, because you have to experience that yourself to portray that. So that's a kernel in myself that I seek a lot more to do. So the whole process was making this character the ideal person. And of course, I'm a lot more like Luigi, a lot more scared of life, a little bit more trepidatious, But each character I try to paint with optimistic brushes. And I've always believed comedy should never be harmful. I remember when I was my first acting class with Les, and there was a guy with a very pronounced stutter. And I, when you're 20, you ask people, have you always had that stutter? He goes, 21. He said, no, I was at a show of my 21st birthday, and the comedian was a Serbian comedian, and I'm there with all my friends in Las Vegas, and all of a sudden the lights go down and a spotlight comes on my table, and he goes, hey, look at this, it's a birthday boy, stand up, kid. Wow, look at that ugly kid, look at his fat, pimply face. And he said, and the guy kept making fun of me, and the more he would make fun of me, the more people would laugh. And the more people laughed, the more humiliated I was. And he said, I woke up in the morning with this stutter, and I've had it ever since. And I thought, note to self, don't ever hurt people in comedy. And so I never hurt people in any of my characters, because the improv and comedy I do as Wario, as Waluigi, the bad guys, is they always fall on themselves. Their comedy always knocks them in the head, which I believe in, because I don't care if you laugh at my character, but I don't want to ever do it at somebody else's expense, That's the great thing about being an actor. Everything's a life lesson if you want it to be, because when you look inside yourself, you learn how your character acts and responds to the world. And that's what you do. And what is the motivation? It's always love, but how do you want to get there? Well, this person believes you got to be a tough guy, or this person believes you can't, you're too quiet to do that. So you get to explore those aspects of your own character and your own self, and always with the eye of trying to be better and more. At least I do anyway. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I just want to say thank you all very much for coming. I'm glad you're at the show. I'm thrilled to be here at Houston. And it's go Astros, right? Right? Because tonight they can clinch it. But we won't be watching that. We'll be here. So have a great show, and thank you very much for playing my games. You're number one. Thank you. Yippee!
This is Goku. Thanks for watching. And remember, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah!